The Vintage Motorcycle Club, Northern Ireland branch, held their Antrim Coast weekend, starting at the Halfway House Hotel near Ballygowley village. This year is the 25th anniversary of the event. The Saturday run began with a run to Armoy village on the road to Ballycastle. Armoy is the location for the famous Armoy road races. The riders were meeting at Hurricane's garage. Lucy Larkham, event organiser, gives us some background information.
Saturday morning then of the VMCC Antrim Coast Run, and we have stopped here at Hugh O'Kane's in Armoy. Obviously Hugh has a long lasting history with motorcycle racing in Armoy, and massive sponsor to many that we all know, especially Joy Dunlop, Frank Kennedy and Mervyn Robinson back in the day. So he's been very kind to host us today. We've got about 43 bikes on the road, and we've stopped here to see his collection of bikes.
Of the 43 bikes on the run, 15 were from outside Northern Ireland. This is probably the biggest percentage, demonstrating the increasing popularity of this event, based along the famous Antrim coast.
I'm Keith from Glasgow. I'm the chair of the Clyde Valley section in Scotland. This is my second time on the Antrim weekend. It's a fantastic event, scenery is beautiful, the company is great, and there's lots of interesting bikes. As for myself, I'm riding my 1950 Nimbus. I chose that because it's waterproof, and I had to ride down here from Scotland in the rain yesterday. But it's going very well so far.
Among the 43 bikes are many wonderful examples of very rare models. One of these is this 1920 ABC. ABC stands for All British Engine Company, which was founded in 1912. In 1918 they first produced a 400 cubic centimeters flat twin with the cylinders across the frame. This is the 1920 model with improvements such as expanding brakes and leaf springs. It can reach speeds of 70 miles per hour. Another rare model is this 1950 Nimbus ridden over from Scotland by Keith Kintrier. Made in Denmark, the factory was open from 1919 to 1959. This model has a 4-in-line 750 cubic centimeters engine, air-cooled with a shaft drive. Of the remaining models, most are in Denmark. Amazingly, a second red 1955 Nimbus was on the run, owned locally by Sean Kelly from Carnlough. There were many more interesting bikes, including a 350 cubic centimeters MV Augusta, a later model Velocet, and a twin 988 cubic centimeters Vincent. Garage owner Hugh O'Kane, left, briefly explains his role as a sponsor of some of the legendary figures in motorcycle racing in Ulster.
This is Hugh O'Kane, everyone, so thank you, Hugh, for welcoming us all here today, okay? Hugh's going to say a few words just about his history with motorcycle racing here in Northern Ireland, and then we'll get to see his nice collection of bikes, and then we'll move on to the Royal Court for lunch, okay? So thanks, Hugh, for having us today.
I'm very bad at doing speeches, so I don't know where I'm going to start at. Anyway, in 1968, I came to Armoy, and I brought a 7-hour AGS, a nice Bob McIntyre one. And Mervyn Robinson, Joy Dunlop, Frank Kennedy, that was their first proper race bike. And they all, Mervyn rode it for the year, like Frank rode it for a full season, Joey rode it Curtis and different circuits. And then I, following year then, I bought Mervyn near Mikey, a nice cherry Mateer, and then bought a Yamaha, like Frank. I couldn't sponsor the whole three in for after 2-3 years. I had to just stick to Mervyn. So I sponsored Mervyn up to he was killed in the Northwest in 1880.
No, it's fine. Do you want to lead them up, Hugh, and they can ask you any difficult questions?
Hugh O'Kane, who has a lifelong interest in motorbikes, has 2 museums attached to his garage. And then they were off to see the 2 museums. Before entering the museums, Hugh had picked out 2 of his favourite bikes. The first was a 50 cubic centimeters Honda Dream in showroom condition and a Benelli 4-cylinder 250 cubic centimeters racing bike from the 1970s, also in showroom condition.
5 years ago, and he just got to the stage now.
Hughes' original museum, beside the garage workshop, has both interesting bikes, but also lots of bike-related memorabilia.
Yeah, used to like that. Yes. But I got it all eventually all back together again. And sold it to the guy in England. I think I got it.
Ours is a bit highly strung, like.
They are highly strung.
They are. I rode up.
This is similar.
Well, I pulled the van.
You see,
Friday afternoon. Then we run round.
The riders found much to see in both museums. All Hughes bikes are in amazing condition. The bikers particularly admired several bikes in Hughes' collection. One was a 1938 350 cubic centimeters Excelsior Manxman. The engine had one overhead camshaft and a single cylinder.
My grandfathers have been bought new, and then our family. Wow.
Another bike that caught the eye was a 1938 Triumph Tiger 80, named after the top speed. It had a single-cylinder 4-stroke engine and a 4-speed box. It was constructed on a full cradle frame with 19-inch wheels.
Yes.
It wasn't mad at it. It was alright, it wasn't so mad about it. But once you got to the 65 was just pumped the train.
With the prospect of a nice lunch at the Royal Court Hotel, riders were anxious to get back on the road. The camera team left early to be there for their arrival. This hotel is one of the outstanding eating venues on the North Coast, and is situated outside Portrush. It overlooks the world-famous golf course, and has spectacular views of the beach and the sea. With everyone safely here, it was time to share stories before lunch. The weather was perfect as it would be all day.
Hi, Robert.
Yeah, I always look through my VMCC magazine and go, that one be good, that one be good.
It's all riveting.
It's very smooth. The sweepers. Yeah. The Philistines.
I got the car.
Lucy leads the way for lunch and has little work getting them to follow.
We've eaten everything.
Still enjoying perfect weather, they are off for the traditional ice cream stop in Ballycastle. Back on the road again, with the prospect of a stop in Ballycastle for an ice cream. The route would take them through the little town of Bushmills, famous for its whiskey distillery. No planned stop here, maybe next time. Coming into Ballycastle, a very popular holiday resort with ferry links to Rathlin Island. The riders are now at the first stop on the Tor Head route from Ballycastle to Cushendun. The road is 14 miles long and gets progressively narrower and is ideal for motorbikes, but not cars. From Ballycastle, many had chosen to take the scenic Tor Head route, a narrow twisting road with stunning sea views. First a stop at the viewing point. Meanwhile, back at base, we await the arrival of the Tor Head riders. There has been a delay. Lucy is trying to find out where they are. Eventually everybody turned up for a well-deserved night's rest, and the prospect of a run tomorrow to Carnlough and back over the hills.